What's good, family? Welcome back to the channel. In this video right here, we have 7 rappers who got caught by their ops. Now, this is the thing. I know 6ix9ine is definitely going to be one of them in this video right here because he recently went viral for getting beat badly in a LA Fitness because he was just there by himself. Funny story is that I think back in 2020, I just so happened to be at the mall at like 10 a.m. It was a New Jersey mall, and I had seen 6ix9ine in the Louis Vuitton store. So as he's walking out the Louis Vuitton store with his like group or whatever, he had like his cousin and like a bodyguard or two. I pull out my phone and record like, cause you know what I'm saying, that's 6ix9ine. Why wouldn't I? Let me just record it. I think it was his cousin. He was like, "Yo, stop recording before I take your phone," on some aggressive stuff. So I was like, "Oh, now my hand's working. What are you talking about? I'm really with it. What's up?" I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I was just like, all right, you got it. Someone's having a bad day. That's how it really went down. But you know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to have to body the bodyguard and then have to body 6ix9ine too for talking disrespectful. I was there with a girl at the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to have to do all of that. But that's just silly though. How you gonna tell someone to stop recording like 5 minutes later? Like the entire mall was recording. You know what I'm saying? Like you the biggest snitch in the world. You walking in the mall, you expect people not to record. But look at y'all. I didn't want to have to handle them that day. You feel what I'm saying? So we got 7 rappers who got caught by their ops on live. Let's see what's going on.
These are rappers who got caught lacking. And let's start things off with Julio Foolio. Because way before Foolio...
Julio Foolio? He was dead serious with that rap name, huh? Who listens to him?
Now, rappers who got caught lacking. And let's start things off with Julio Foolio. Because way before Foolio's viral beef with Young and Ace, he had beef with another crew in Jacksonville, which led to him getting shot back in the 9th grade. In December 2014, a 14-year-old named Devron Crowden was shot and killed waiting for the school bus. He and Foolio went to school together and were known to be from rival gangs. The high school Foolio went to was also in the ops neighborhood, so he was outnumbered. So after Devron got killed, rumors quickly spread that Foolio was somehow involved. Even though he told everyone he didn't do it, he was still young and dumb. So Foolio started dissing Devron to let his ops know he wasn't scared and wanted all the smoke, which was a big mistake because one day after school, he almost got in a fight with 3 people before getting on the bus to go home. And they wanted his head bad. So once Foolio got off the bus, he ducked off in the cut to roll up and smoke. And 10 minutes later, someone ran up and started sending shots at him. Foolio got hit in the hip and crawled to a house where a lady was sitting on the porch to avoid getting hit again. Foolio screamed to the lady, letting her know he had just gotten shot. But she wanted nothing to do with it. And instead of helping, she told him she ain't care and told him to get the out of her yard. So with Foolio lying in the yard, he had no other option but to play dead until the shooters left. And later on, he was brought to the hospital and questioned by police about the murder of Devron Crowden. And they pressed him hard. But since he was on the way to school when Devron got killed, he was cleared of involvement. And after he recovered, he decided to drop out of school since he was too much of a target. But this wasn't the only time Foolio was caught lacking, because in November 2021, it was around 5 in the morning and Foolio had just arrived at his crib. And as he was getting out of his truck, he was met with a hell of gunfire. So he had no choice but to grab his gun and start firing back. And after the shooting, Foolio noticed that he was grazed in the leg. So he decided not to go to the hospital since it wasn't a serious injury. And not too long after this, Foolio went to Instagram to talk about the situation.
Not no shooters. I ended my whole clip on my dad. Stop playing with me. And I didn't get hit. I got grazed in the leg. Stop playing.
Foolio would also go on to taunt whoever shot at him, saying, "Y'all missed a whole 100 shots, literally." And after the fans saw what Foolio posted, they started to assume Foolio was up to no good since he ran to Instagram about the situation. So hours later, he went live, clearing the situation up.
Listen, on trading my gun and register, I shot back in self-defense. Y'all dumb. I shot back in self-defense. You know what I'm saying? If I did something illegal, I would be in jail. The police put me in the back of the car, all type of shit.
Let's talk about Quando Rondo, because Quando is famous for being involved with the death of King Von back in 2020.
But
and
I mean, he better have his license for the gun. And I mean, it better be legal in his state.
Had a target on his back ever since. And in August 2022, Quando almost got taken out when some goons caught him lacking in LA.
Right now, the search is on for 3 people who police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath.
Because Quando and his bros were at a gas station when 3 shooters pulled up on him and started letting off shots. Rumors quickly started going around that Quando shooters pulled up on him and started letting.
Do y'all see them gas prices though? This has to be in Las Vegas. Has to be in LA. That's what it looks like. Cause you can see like the mountains up there. Cause them gas prices are looking berserk. The heck?
Letting off shots. Rumors quickly started going
$7
around that Quando had been shot and killed. But it turns out the shooters completely missed Quando. And unfortunately, Quando's homie, Lil Pab, got hit and died from the injuries. And hours later, a video was released of Quando screaming and crying while the cops pulled Pab's body out of the truck. But what makes the situation even worse is that another one of his bros was killed in Savannah a few days before this shooting. Spotemgottem was also caught lacking and is lucky to be alive today. Because in the early morning of September 17th, 2020, the rapper posted a video on his IG story showing himself at the House of Hits recording studio in Miami. And House of Hits is a popular studio in Miami, so it wouldn't be too hard for anyone who knew the area to know his location. So not long after Spotemgottem left the studio, a car pulled up on the side.
I dead seen Spotemgottem at like South Beach. I knew the person looked familiar. I'm like, nah, that it looks familiar. I think that's a dude, right?
Yeah, to know his location. So not long.
Yeah, hey, like you know what I'm saying? You don't be knowing nowadays.
Long after Spotemgottem left the studio,
Looking like a mini MA. Young M.A.
A car pulled up on the side of his car and fired 22 shots at him. Spotemgottem and another dude in the back seat got hit, and no one knew if he was alive. His attorney later confirmed that it was true that he had been shot but was still alive. She also made clear that it wasn't a shootout, it was just a drive-by, and Spotem was the victim. And the internet quickly found out that the car Spotemgottem was driving in was stolen. Spotem said he had nothing to do with stealing the car, but was just driving in it. And after the shooting, a YouTuber made a video saying that he owned the car and that it was stolen from him.
Nah, yeah, it was white. It was stolen in Atlanta. Sheesh. 22 bullet holes.
Yeah. Bullets in that joint.
Sheesh.
I need it.
That's crazy.
But Spotemgottem isn't the only rapper that had something to do with the stolen car and ended up getting shot at. Because Lil Reese was also in a similar situation. But first, let's talk about the time he was caught lacking back in 2019. One day, a rapper named Skeezy posted a video of Lil Reese getting beat up by 5 guys in the street. And what made things worse from the video is that fans claim that Lil Reese boo-booed on himself after getting beat up. And Lil Reese ended up speaking on the situation a few months later, saying he got jumped by 5 people and still fought back.
That's crazy. I had a dream last night. There was people trying to jump me. And the weirdest thing ever, a cop pulled up and tried to hold me so they could beat me up. And I'm like, nah, see, this is what's not about to happen. This cop is not about to touch me and provoke me to end up, you know what I'm saying, touching this cop, and now the cop has a reason to arrest me and all that. So I start walking away. The cop goes and tackles me. Pulls out the taser and everything. I didn't feel any of it. Cuts to the next scene. I pull up on the person that was trying to jump me. I'm like, yo, let's run the ones. We can get the ones. You know what I'm saying? That jumping stuff is weak. We can get the ones, though. We never ended up fighting. I don't know what happened. That was the end of the dream, though. I remember it. That was last night. All right, let's get back into my fault.
A few months later, saying he got jumped by 5 people and still fought back.
Wow. Wow.
Nah.
Where they do that at?
Nah.
He also posted a video of him with $40,000 on Twitter, claiming that he was never robbed, only jumped.
For me, that's how much you gonna come up. Somebody made me myself.
And months later, after fans dove deeper into the situation, they found out that Reese didn't doo-doo on himself. It was just the type of boxers he was wearing that made it look like that. And the next situation Lil Reese had was 10 times worse, because not even an entire year after the first incident, Reese was just chilling, depositing some money into his mom's bank account, and seconds later, his car was shot 26 times, and he was hit in his neck with a .762 round. And he spoke on the situation a little in an interview with Cam Capone after he recovered.
What damage did the bullet do?
It came out my back. It went from my neck to my back. So it came out like right here. And it came out my back.
What?
Right here. So it went out my neck. Came out my back.
After the shooting, he also said he was happy to be alive. He didn't care about anything else. But Reese just couldn't avoid trouble because on May 15th, 2021, reports claimed that Lil Reese and 3 other men were involved in yet another shooting.
3 people were shot on the near north side this morning.
Bro, the beef just ain't worth it.
He was grazed by a bullet, and this is not the first time Lil Reese has been the victim of gunfire. He was also shot in 2019.
And Reese and the three men had got hit and beaten up during an alleged car robbery attempt. Then, according to a Chicago News reporter, a 55-year-old father used his GPS tracker on his cell phone to find his son's stolen Dodge Durango. The GPS led them to a parking garage connected to some luxury apartments. And when the father approached Lil Reese and the other man in the car, someone let off shots, turning it into a large close-range shootout. So the driver of the Durango tried speeding off, but ended up crashing, causing the guys to exit the vehicle and let off even more shots. And in this altercation, Reese got grazed in the eye. You also can hear the man yelling at Lil Reese in the video since he was found in a stolen Durango.
Look at Lil Reese out here leaking. Got your feet. Stole my car.
And thankfully, Reese didn't lose his life in the situation. Also, subscribe since I'm giving $100 to one person who subscribes in the next 7 days. But now, let's talk about GBC Gastonn, because he's a rapper from LA that's known for dissing people for clout. Because after Nipsey passed away, he started claiming to be the shooter to get attention. And he even took things so far that he threw a cup full of pee on Nipsey's mural, which is way too far. Gastonn originally came up as a Minecraft YouTuber until he started chasing clout.
Bro, he's really just looking for some attention in the most negative way possible.
Trying to act hard. And videos started going around showing what he's really like when the ops catch him lacking. Because one video showed someone catching him in the streets, and when they tried to press him, Gastonn allegedly ran into the police station. And in another clip, someone saw him in court and saw they were going to put their hands on him. But no one knows if they actually did it. And a few months later, some goons finally caught Gastonn and recorded a video of them stomping and beating on him, basically trying to warn him to stop all the clout chasing. Hopefully, Gastonn goes back to making Minecraft videos before things get even worse. Lil Tjay has also been caught lacking because in 2022, he was sitting in the whip with his homies when a dude walked up and tried to rob him. At some point, shots started going off, and Tjay and one of his bros got hit. Someone in the car was shooting back though, and ended up hitting the robber. At first, it didn't look like Tjay would make it out alive, since he was unconscious for a long time, and no one knew if he was going to wake back up. But 2 months after things went down, Tjay hopped on IG to thank everyone for the support.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy TJ, man. I'm just checking in with y'all. I just want to say thanks for the love, thanks for the support.
And Tjay dropped the song, Beat the Odds. And in the song, he talks about living through the shooting and being grateful for a second chance in life. Ralphie OSS is a rapper from Philly who also went viral for a clip of him getting caught lacking. Because Ralphie was chilling on the block with some of the bros when a car pulled up and a shooter hopped out and started shooting at Ralphie with a switch. Ralphie got shot in both his legs and hit the ground. But luckily, the shooter's gun jammed up and Ralphie was able to run inside the corner store. And the shooter ran after him after he got his gun working again. But once he got to the door, someone from inside the store started shooting back, which caused the shooter to run away. And not too long ago, Ralphie spoke a little on the situation in an interview he did with Say Cheese TV.
That's a blessing for real. Because if his clip ain't pop out, when he hit the ground, he tripped over the scooter's clip pop all out. If that ain't happened, I'd have came back outside to some more shots.
Ralphie ended up having to spend a week in the hospital, but thankfully, he made a full recovery, and now he's back on his grind. Kodak Black was also caught lacking after leaving a party in LA because out of nowhere, a fight broke out and Kodak decided to hop in the fight, which wasn't the best idea because seconds later, someone pulled out a gun and started shooting. Kodak got hit in the leg and later went live, taunting whoever shot him. But this is nothing compared to what Kodak did to T.I. or Foolio. So click this video to see times Kodak Black humiliated rappers.
If y'all want to watch that video right here, just comment that down below. But it's crazy, y'all. I feel like if you're a rapper and you start making money and you from the streets, you should start making money so you get out of the streets. But since you did watch this point of the video, make sure you do subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one the same way you're going to catch me in the next one. Peace. Love y'all.